Hey, what's up? This is Matt Dietz, and this is Agency Launch. This is the show where I talk about running an insurance agency. I talk about sales and marketing strategies for insurance agents. I talk about staffing for insurance agents. I talk about retention and customer service for insurance agents. One of the most popular questions that I get right now is, hey, Matt, I know I'm supposed to quote a certain amount of people every day. How do I find people to quote? Well, if you text me right now to 208-213-8809, I have an asset pulled directly from my masterclass that I'm giving out for free. Text me 20 policies to 208-213-8809, and I will show you how to write 20 policies this week. On with the show. All right, I got something for you today. I got another feather to put in your cap. I got another tool to put in your toolbox. I wanted to introduce you to Brightco. Brightco is an online jewelry insurance carrier, and they are making your life easier and your customers' lives easier. How? Well, quoting is super easy. You can do a quote in like 2 minutes by answering 6 questions. All their policies are backed by an AM Best A+ rated insurance carrier. Renewals are automatic. Claims will not be reported on a Clue report. That is huge. Their plans offer $0 deductibles. They have 125% replacement cost value. They cover mysterious disappearance. It's everything you want in your jewelry coverage. So do me a favor. If you want to get appointed or check them out, go to bright.co/Matt Dietz. That's bright.co/MATTDIETZ and get in. Hey, what's up? All right, today I wanted to tell a story. It's a sales story. It's not even necessarily a sales story. It's more of a story about a chase. So I got a phone call from someone last year, and they left a message, and I didn't know if it was legit. Like, hey, Matt, this is so-and-so from the Census Bureau. We have some questions for you. Your address has been selected for some questions, blah, 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 blah. And we need to talk to you about it. So I let it go. I was like, I don't know if that's legit. I don't know anything about, like, that doesn't sound legit. I'm going to let that one go. A little while later, I get another phone call. I get like 3 of these probably within, 10 or 14 days. Messages, hey, Matt, we're trying to get a hold of you, this and that. Still, I'm like, I'm busy. I'm not calling the Census Bureau lady back, So then I get a letter in the mail that I might have had to even sign for. And it started to feel a little bit more legit at this point. It's, it's on stationery, and hey, you've been selected for this census survey that we're doing. We need your feedback to these questions. I was like, all right, well, that feels a little bit more. And then like a week later, I get a knock at the door, right? And I'm like, what? And so then I go out there and I answer it. And actually, I wasn't even there. I think my kids answer it, and they send me a text. They're like, hey, some lady from the census was here. They're looking for you. And now at this point, I'm like, okay, this feels like a legitimate operation, right? Like someone's really trying. Someone's not trying to scam me. I'm not trying. They're trying to, I'm part of a survey, and it feels like this is something that is almost mandatory. And I think there were a couple more phone calls. There's another letter, and then she finally showed up at the door, and I was like, all right, what do you want? And so she asked me like 7 questions. It probably took 90 seconds. She's like, thank you so much for your help. She had a badge, and she was just asking really some safety questions like, have you been robbed in the last, 12 months? Are you aware of any crimes that have happened in your neighborhood? Do you know of any arrests? So it's just some sort of safety census thing that I guess the government is doing. And I was like, God. So she got her information. It took 90 seconds. I wasted a lot of her time, unfortunately. And that was that. I think probably less than a year later, I got another phone call, and this is so I've fallen into something where they're going to ask me these series of questions over like a 3-year period. I've learned. I don't remember her telling me that when I finally spoke with her, but the tenacity and the organization on the way that they got my information eventually was impressive. And so why am I telling you this story? It very much reminded me of what we have to do when we are chasing prospects, right? I remember early in my career, chasing business. And my rule of thumb when I'm chasing business is if they have given me license, if they've given me the authority, if they've given me the information to do a quote for them, for me to try and earn their business, I am going to get back in front of them, period. I don't care how long it takes, okay? I have some legendary examples of getting back in front of people. I closed a restaurant policy after sending 18 emails over the course of 18 months. Finally got the deal. Early in my career, when I was desperate and I really didn't know exactly how to do this job, I called a woman every day for a month because she was an internet lead that I had, and she said, "Yeah, give me a quote." And so I called her every day for a month, left messages, and I eventually did what this woman did. I went to her house and knocked on the door, and I was like, "Hey, you told me you'd let me quote you. Here's your quote." And she wasn't pleased with my level of aggression. Not that I was aggressive with her, but at the rate that I was chasing her, I think that was the only time I can think of where I ever kind of upset somebody. And I've sold a lot of insurance, and that's the only time I ever really upset somebody from chasing so hard. Because I was desperate back in the day, right? I needed to write business, and this was someone that said yes. Recently, I wrote a life insurance policy with someone who told me that and this was a good policy, but my text thread with him is incredible. It was a 6-month chase where I reached out to him probably 21 times, and eventually I closed the deal, and it was a good policy. I probably made $4,000 off that policy. So that's the way that I am wired. All right. I wrote a blog on this years ago. I call it Embrace the Chase. I think getting somebody to say yes and closing the deal is kind of where I get my high when it comes to sales. That's the exciting part for me. I won. We don't win them all, that's for sure. But, it's still very satisfying to close the deal and to get it done. I think a lot of agents don't chase nearly as much. I think they leave a lot of business on the table, and I do not want you to do that. I want to remind you that the phone call, the email, the text, the act of doing those things does not take a lot of time. Okay. There are even systems right now that are automating stuff for you, right? You're probably doing that right now. There's automation going on that's helping you with that stuff. So it doesn't take you any time other than building out the system, okay? But it's the chase that's going to get you more business. So don't ask twice and give up, okay? If it's business you want and it's someone that you want to do business with, if it's a client that you believe is a good fit for you, if you connect with this person and you think that you can help them out, you can save them money, you can protect them properly, they're a good connection for you, stay on them. Most of the time, once you get to the point where they've ghosted you for a month or two, you can send that text out that says, "Hey, I really feel like I'm bugging you here. Is there a good time for us to talk?" 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a response from that one. And it's going to be, no, you're not bugging me. This is important. Thank you you're going to be thanked for chasing as hard as you are. Okay. People like to be chased. People like to be courted. People want to be wanted. Okay. And in some instances, it's okay. It's okay for them to know that you want to do business with them. It makes them feel good, right? As long as you're not a jerk about it, and as long as you're not overly aggressive. And there's a balance there that you have to strike, but you can find it, okay? So I just wanted to give you license to keep chasing, all right? If there's anybody if you've got some loose ends out there that you haven't followed up with, follow up with them, all of them, today. Send the text, send the email, make the phone call. All right. Get them back in your pipeline. Keep them in your pipeline. Reignite your pipeline by getting them back in front of the people that didn't respond to you. Okay. You're going to get some business by doing this. So I would recommend that you turn it up a little bit. Things are a little tough right now, and you know that. But this is the real work that is going to help you write more business. Okay. Don't feel like you're bugging people. You're not. You're doing your job. I had a buddy of mine once tell me we've earned the right to ask people for business. And I want you, once somebody has told you, yeah, man, give me a quote, like, forget about it. You are going to see that through until they buy from you or they tell you no. Okay. That's that. That should be your rule. Okay. You guys have chased people for over a year before, and it's okay. Build the fat pipeline. All right. Have abundance in your pipeline so that if someone says no or ghosts you, you just got someone else on the list to go after. All right. That's really important. So that's what I got for you today. Embrace the chase. My name's Matt. This is Agency Launch. You can find me all over the place. I'm on LinkedIn. I am on Twitter and Instagram. Send me a text, 208-213-8809. Send me a text that says chat with Matt, and let's book a call if you're interested in maybe doing some coaching or you just want to talk shop. I'm here for you. All right. Thanks for listening. Keep up the good work.